Okay, today's video we're going to talk about offers for your PPC campaign that you can attach to what you're selling and put in your ads, put in your landing pages to increase your results. And how to increase your results irrespective of what else or anything else you're doing. You just have to tweak how you're selling it specifically a little bit. Offering a little bit off, offering a 2-for-1, offering a bonus, something like that. The rest of your PPC campaigns can increase by 35, 45, 80% upwards just by tweaking that offer a little bit. I'm going to talk to you about my go-to offers that I go through in case you're wondering how to actually do this, what might actually fit for your business. It works for e-commerce as well as service businesses. It works for selling to businesses, it works for selling to consumers. You will have enough information here to find an offer that works for you so you can walk away from this video immediately and start making more money. So certainly I'm going to go through though some proof of that, some different examples where I've done this in various different markets so you could take away some information about how well this might actually in practice work for you, as well as the strategy itself to know how to actually do it. A lot of people don't think about doing this, so this could be your key to success on your PPC campaigns, or just get it up to the point you're not quite profitable yet. You need it to be a little bit better, a little bit more efficient to be profitable. This could get you over the top. Bring a 4 to 5 to 1 ROI to an 8 to 1 ROI. And get you the rest of the way where you need so your PPC campaigns can start to scale, which is what people who build big accounts always have to start with, of course. Very few people think about altering what they're selling, i.e. should be something that they may have to, decide to mark up what they have in terms of price overall so it can be discounted for certain people, i.e. having an offer or a way to tweak what you're offering a little bit, how it's framed, when improving their PPC campaigns, when this can be your biggest thing that changes your results quickly. So it's not the biggest thing that you can do to increase your results, but it's fairly decent. Like I'm going to share with you here, it could be double-digit change and something that can be done like in an afternoon. Even campaign rebuilds, like making a new campaign to replace the old campaigns that you have that you normally would want to do anyway, take time to break in, do the ad algorithm. The ad algorithm has to analyze anything new that you do. The bigger the change, the longer the Google's ad algorithm or Facebook's ad algorithm has to use to analyze it. So no matter how good it is, it takes time for them to really give you the benefit of the doubt there, generally speaking, whereas an offer change will get you results immediately. You'll get a little bit more results or the whole thing once Google/Facebook realize that people want what you have a little bit more, and you'll get benefit that way. There's 2 ways to benefit here. But as far as stuff that's going to get new results right away, in terms of the size and the speed, you can't really beat it. So, and with as little people doing this or thinking about doing this, generally speaking, if you're a plumber, carpenter, if you're selling pottery making equipment, probably nobody in your space is even doing anything like this. Usually I see markets where everybody's doing it or nobody. You could be the only one, and then you're going to have an even bigger effect, and also just why this stuff works in general. People aren't used to seeing it. People are expecting to see it, and when they see it, it has a strong effect of whether or not they're going to decide to choose you versus somebody else, which is what PPC is all about. So anyway, I have several examples here of actual where I've taken we have a PPC firm here, Guarantee PPC, where I've taken the client's out of the box offer. They were a plumber, they were selling shared office space, where they had a phone repair company where I just took I call it, the regular old, boring old offer. I do phone repair, and then everybody thinks that's the only way they can do it is just by How do we get more customers by tweaking the keywords? When really, how can I frame what I'm doing here to make it a little bit more spicy is the way that you should be thinking about going about doing it first. Obviously, we need some cooperation from the client, so we can't always do that. But respectively, you probably managing your own accounts here yourself, this is something you should probably think about first, or I would be thinking about first. I'll get to exactly what they were using for their offers and what kind of results they got as soon as I get through explaining here first what my list of top types of offers or different general offers that I use on our clients' campaigns here, so you can understand about what is out there. You will be thinking in your head as I describe these kind of, oh, maybe that'll work for my market, or no, that won't work, because nothing here is going to be perfect for everybody. Ultimately, there should be one or two here that will probably work great for you that you'll want to test out, and even if it doesn't work, no big deal. You may lose a little bit of money for 2 weeks as you test something that didn't work the way that you wanted it to, or you had to offer a little bit of different amount. What you have once it works for years. So if you have no offer now versus going to an offer, that's almost always going to give you a double-digit improvement in your numbers, your profit and your ROI. Or your profit, should I say. Your ROI is going to go up, substantially. You gotta be thinking about doing an offer. Finding the process to going through to find the offer is irrelevant because you're going to be earning for many years after that. Also, given that most of your competitors probably won't even copy you, most people are apathetic what they're doing. It's just a little part of the game. You want to build up a multi-million-dollar a year ad campaign for your business, you got to go through the process of testing, using the strategies on this channel to tweak it, dial it in, and then move on to the next strategy so you can build yourself up a nice, profitable account. So here's the ideas that you have, and then start with one, maybe test another, but there'll certainly be something in here for you. These are all things that are my go-tos that I know work consistently for me. I have to do the same thing. I got to kind of pick out which one here that I'm going to use for each particular client when I get permission to use it. So it's very similar to what you have to do, and then at least then you'll know that most of these on this list, as long as you know that it kind of fits with your market, should get you more results because these are the ones that typically work for us. Tried stuff that didn't work and it never made this list. So anyway, first thing on the list, type of offer on the list, or a lot of these are kind of tied together. So just a list of kind of general things about these offers I want you to know before you go ahead and run your test. Call for special pricing. So I made a video recently just about this offer since it worked so extremely well. This is like when if you're a plumber, okay, and instead of just saying, we fix toilets, call us, you have an offer. So you find out a different way to say what you do so that there's an actual better call to action to get that person to call you or fill out the contact form. For a moving company once, we would offer free boxes. Call now and mention this ad for free boxes, moving boxes. That worked great for that. The plumbing example here, which is actually the first one that's on my case study list, we said call for special pricing. The difference between having just we offer plumbing services, boring, too. We offer plumbing services and have a special pricing of promotion that's going on right now. Call for the special price that we can offer you. That person's like, oh, I gotta know what the price is, which is the reason why that works. The difference between no offer and going to that offer, which is naturally a really good offer, so you'll get more results just by having an offer most of the time. And then when you find the right offer, you'll probably double your results again. This offer naturally being one of our best offers when we can use it, got a 78% increase in the profit that particular campaign was making. So same ad spend, pulling in 78% more money, actual profit at the end of the day when doing that. Why? Because people call it a higher rate than they were before. Respectively, the ad when you change these offers, the great thing is you can change the ad and the landing page. And with an offer like that, we're changing the ad and focusing on the call for special pricing, putting that in there. And then on the landing page above the fold before you scroll, it also just focuses on that whole offer in and itself. And when you have a good offer like that, that's what you do. You center everything around, at least for like a local service, or probably most services in general, you focus the whole before you scroll about that offer. And if they want more information, they can kind of scroll. I'll have the offer and then the reviews directly underneath it, because generally for something like a plumber, you need to know, do they do what I need them to do? Are they trustworthy? And then there's an extra incentive for them to call that they're not getting somewhere else, which prevents them from clicking on something else, going back and clicking on something else, which gets the increase in results. That's how you implement things. So respectively, the amount of money that you're going to make actually comes from three places, because it's in the ad. Assuming you put remnants of your offer change in your ad, which you should do, the click-through rate goes up, which drops the cost per click. You also get an increase in conversion rate, because it's enticing people to not leave and call right then, because they don't think they're going to, they want to know what the pricing is, and nobody else is mentioning such language. And because you have a higher conversion rate on the landing page, less people's going back to Google. Your quality score, which determines your cost per click you're going to pay, your quality score itself goes up, which drops your cost per click even more. So there's three ways you earn from having an offer attached to what you're doing, your PPC campaigns. So that was a big hit. Your offer is good. You're trying to tap into the user's psyche, their psychology, and get somebody to what they should really be like, wow, when they see what you have to offer. So when you're coming up with your offer, that's ultimately your goal. Enough to stop people in their tracks. When they see your ad at the top of Google, there's 4 ads there. When they see it, they should have to not want to click on or go through and look at anything else. They're done looking. They click on your ad. When they get to your site, they have to think, well, nobody else is offering me this, so I might as well go with this. That's your entire goal with this, before they get the full effect from what you're doing. Anyway, the second type of offer here, discount codes. So basically, e-commerce businesses use discount codes. At checkout, you have to punch in XYZ discount code, and they're used to running an offer and then have a discount code to redeem the offer. But you guys that are not e-commerce businesses, you can also use discount codes. They work very well. The ad, instead of saying call for special pricing, it can say 10% off your service call this week. Here's the discount code. And then you can put that same language on your landing page again, and you can get more results that way. Just wanted to mention discount codes, because mainly for you guys that are doing services, you should think about using them. To redeem, they have to just redeem it when they're on the call. You could say, actually mention this ad, or another way of doing it is mention this discount code, and it'll automatically get more people to respond than not having any of that language at all. Okay. The third one, limited time offer. So this is not really an offer as much to say, anytime that you're offering something, you're going to spice up what you're offering here with an offer, so to say, a better call to action. You offering it only for so long and letting the user know that is automatically going to make your uptake rate and your lift you're going to get by using an offer higher. Why? Because people procrastinate. And anytime you're building fear of not being able to get what they're going to get, they don't want to miss out on something. They have a fear of loss, and they're going to respond at a higher rate because of that. So as you're coming up with your offer, basically by default, you never want to just have it a general offer. Respectively, you'll get results by not saying a limited time, but you'll get better results if you can say it's this month only, this week only, what have you. Okay? So it's something to know. For time or date specific special offers, so going kind of a bit further with the last one there, if you say that it's a limited time offer, you'll get a lift versus not on your offer. By saying it's for a limited time because of this is a holiday sale and the holiday will be over in 2 days, and then that's why it's not going to be available anymore, you'll get even more results. Why? Because there's a reason why they know or attached to why it's a limited time offer. Therefore, they're going to believe it more. And it also registers in your mind more. When you say it ends 1/7, they might even know what the date is. But when you say Valentine's sale, limited time offer for Valentine's Day only, they know when Valentine's Day is easier. Anything that's easier to process is going to get a higher conversion rate because anything that makes the user think more is going to get lower conversion rates. That goes for anything you're doing with your web marketing. There's a book called Don't Make Me Think out there that talks about website design. And everything to do with your website itself, in there it says, the simpler it is, the more money you're going to make, because people that have to think harder, they get exhausted and more likely to leave. Okay? So it's tied in with that somewhat. Moving forward here, different type of actual offer here. Buy one, get the second at a discount, or buy one, get a third at a discount, or what have you. So with this one, I have an actual case study here for this one specifically. So you see in grocery stores all the time, they do this all the time, or clothing stores even. Buy one, get the second one. You know, like Payless Shoes did this forever, because obviously they found it was so effective when they started doing it. Buy one, get the other one half off. Why? Because it gets a whole crap load more people. Not just that they care about the second purchase, because the second purchase there's no margin. It gets a whole crap more people into the store that way. It has a nice ring to it. It's a nice hook in there to get people coming in. But people online don't think about this. This is why, again, this stuff works so good. People online, for some reason, they don't take the billions of dollars of market research and advertising studies that have been done for 100 years offline and use it online. Because I don't know, I guess they don't think they have to. They don't think of it. Their ego doesn't allow them to do it. You're going to take advantage of it. We had somebody who was doing shared office space. So I'm not talking about like WeWork here. I'm talking about like they have an office and you can rent out offices within the bigger office. So if you need like 100, 200 square feet or 300 square feet, you rent out the office, okay? So it's just sub-leased almost, if you will. You want to say that. So with that, they had 1-year contracts, okay? So it's pretty long by nature. Sometimes it's 6 months in that kind of space. What they did was, having worked with them and consulted with them, we were finding out how long, because I always ask naturally when we get started, how long is it that people normally, do they renew? What's their lifetime value? You're always trying to look at the lifetime value of a customer because you know how much you can pay to get a customer through the ads in the first place. You should anyway. And the uptake rate to a year 2 is not that high. Why? Because businesses fail all the time, especially ones that are going to need a shared office space. Micro businesses, the smaller, the higher the fail rate, basically. Those two correlate. So we changed the offer to get half off year 2, and if you want to actually go to year 3, half off of year 3 as well. So whereas barely, obviously I'm not going to give the exact percentages out, but not many people were going to year 2, 3, 4, 5. We're talking like less than 30%, okay? At least the people that were coming through these campaigns. With that said, it's kind of like this is also done in the vitamin or supplement space. People when they're all excited to take their new vitamin or diet, they start buying all this crap. Whereas if you pitched them, 3 months later, they wouldn't buy any of the extra crap because they've given up on it, sort of thing. People start businesses, they think it's going to be easy, then they give up on it. That's why most people fail, honestly, more than anything. So why don't we just start off or taking what we learned from the supplement space and doing it here, where we could ask people when they're excited about their business, they're motivated at that time to get the second and third year when it's going to be half off. A bunch more people took them up on that, way more than what they would have asking them at the 2-year point, basically. And so a lot of them would just even go the 3 years because they're like, well, it's such a good deal. I'm not going to, or whatever, I don't want to pay the full rate. And with that, on top of that, though, that people don't think about this. The offer itself, because you put it on your ad and your landing page, gets more of a pull overall than you would have got just saying shared office space, because nobody else is offering an offer. So there's no, when you're looking at the ads to click on, everybody's saying shared office space, and you've got an actual promo going. Second and third year, half off, this month only. Now I've got something, a reason to click on. Everybody wants something for free, basically, okay? Or nothing. And that appears like you're getting something for nothing. Therefore, they're going to click through at a higher rate, whether or not that offer is something that they would have even thought of wanting in the first place or not. So naturally, some people are going to upsell, but on top of that, in terms of this extra 43% more profit the campaigns were started making when we did this, more people click through the ad, more people convert to a lead from the page, which draws the cost per click down, just like I was mentioning for the plumber ad. So there's multiple ways you earn. There's actually 3 different ways you can, to get more profit by having that offer than itself just actually selling the people that want the upgrade itself. So anyway, cool little case study. Moving forward here, there's 6% off offer. So the most common thing that we do is so much off the goods or what have you. Usually it's goods or products. 20% off, 30% off, 40% off. People are used to seeing that stuff in the physical stores, and online too. It's getting obviously common. So that's one way you can go about doing that. However, if your margins are tight, there's a different way you can do it, which is a flat amount off. Sometimes I'll suggest that I tell them and explain to them, hey, you're going to get upwards of twice as many sales by having an offer here. And generally what people want is money, paying less. Everybody knows that. That's the top wanted thing. If you didn't know, that's basically what you want, which obviously makes sense, or seems that is obvious, right? If they come back and say your margins are too tight, the first thing I say is, well, what's a flat amount off that you could offer? So instead of saying 5%, which sounds like crap, it won't get anybody's attention because it generally won't. 10% is usually the minimum to get people's attention to get a good lift on your campaign. Well, can we offer $50 off, $20 off? Then it just seems like a gift certificate, if you think about it that way. And you can even structure it that way. Here's a free $20 gift certificate to use in our store. Again, if you want to get more left out of it, only good for the next 7 days, 30 days, what have you. Okay? And that can work pretty good. So you can do, if you have tight margins, percentage off a certain amount. So you could say if you spend at least $100, we'll give you 10% off your order. If you spend at least $200, we'll give you 15% off. If you spend $300, we'll give you 20% off. That way you know, at least if you're going to give them something, they have to, there's enough overall volume there to justify and actually pay for the discount. A lot of clients do that. I'd say about half our clients do that when we give a percentage off, and it works pretty good. In it itself, not quite as good as a flat amount off everything. But sometimes you just have to do it because of the margins in that business. Obviously, also the clients say they want it to, and if their product's already selling well, they don't have to go all the way, 30% off everything. But the thing with what a percentage off a certain amount does is what it encourages them to do is they're going to buy something. Oh crap! I'll get 15% off if I spend $20 more, and they'll buy a second thing. That's really the beauty behind that more than anything too. which has gives it its own little bit of extra juice to what you're doing. So, and what you can do is on your checkout, you can say, you'll get an if you actually do this. I had somebody who did this, it worked great, they're very smart. Not everybody will do this, but if you say on the checkout, you're short of the discount here. If you get it in another, instead of 60, you spend 100, we'll give you the 15% off that we're running right now. Then they'll run back and get something else. Okay? So there's an idea for you. As a side note, the longer the time in which you run the promotion, the less conversion rate you're going to get because people procrastinate. If you say you have a 30-day, this is only good for 30 days, they'll think, oh, I got 2 weeks or 3 weeks to do this yet. If you say it's only for 7 days, they're more likely to buy now. And the people who procrastinate, a certain percentage will always forget, spend their money on something else. They could have full well intention to come back and buy, but things happen. And so you always want to get them to purchase now because you won't have that drop-off effect then. So if you have the sale for 7 days, you're automatically going to get a better conversion rate. Problem is you have to update because that gives you your lift and you want that lift all the time, you're going to have to update your ads and your landing pages every 7 days versus every 30 days, and it takes more physical work. You can definitely obviously outsource that after you find out how much it makes and then do the cost-benefit analysis. But I just wanted to also throw that in there as well. It also just seems like, when you say this week only, it hits you in the gut more than this month or this month only. It just has more of a strong psychological effect on the user, which is also why it gets more lift. Apologize for my voice. I've always had sinus issues, so moving forward, there's the cart abandonment offer. So this isn't really about new traffic coming in. I just also wanted to throw this in there because this is such a great way to make extra money. If somebody gets to your shopping cart, you shouldn't just say, hey, did you forget to finish your order? That doesn't compel anybody to do anything really. It's better than nothing, I will admit. You'll get some sales from that based upon the value of that audience by targeting them individually. But you're much, much better off by saying, here's a special discount code. We'll give you 15% off by using it when you check out. This discount code will only be good for the next 24 hours and by clicking on this ad. Then they're like, oh crap. And you also want to put and clicking on this ad on the ad itself for extra effect. Works extremely well. There's another idea for you. If you want to take it all the way, add those little extra components to it. You also got customer appreciation offers. So instead of just marketing what you have to everybody, why are you not treating assuming you're in a market where there's repeat business coming in, why aren't you treating your clients or repeat customers that come through on a regular basis or should come through on a regular basis differently so that your ads can actually say, and this is easy to do with your remarketing, you can set up your remarketing and say if they checked out before, they're on this separate customer audience, and when I remarket to them, I'm going to say on my ads now, customer appreciation sale, customer appreciation offer. That'll get a bigger lift than saying we're offering 10% off everything in store this month to get people to reorder. First of all, you want to run promotions to get people who've already bought to buy more frequently and to buy overall more during their lifespan. You will get more by a considerable amount doing that. The best kind of frequency I found for current customers is every 90 days you run a promotion to get the most out of them in general without the effect kind of going off and then being wasted ad spend because you have it too often and they ignore it. People think if they're going to offer a discount to their customers are wasting their time because they would have ordered anyway. No. What you're doing is preventing them from going somewhere else. So every single time they need to reorder or thinking about buying, you're capturing the order, you're getting ahead of it. Okay? And offering a customer appreciation offer makes them feel special as a customer, even though you're offering it to all customers. You can even say premium customer appreciation or premium customer appreciation sale or something like that. You could sub-segment it to certain people who've bought in certain types of things, which can be the magic of Google Analytics and their audience creator tool. I don't know exactly what they're calling it, but where you create custom audiences in Google Analytics, you can set up an audience any way you want. If they bought a tractor, new tractor from you, you can have you can say best customer appreciation sale for people who've bought in heavy equipment. You don't say because you bought, because it's too creepy, but for people who bought major equipment from us, we're offering just for the next 30 days this, on any new extra another piece of equipment, which is 10% off, okay? And that'll get more people to buy. And so you can sub-segment what goes out to your customers and get an even greater lift. Doing that way, the way that I explained with premium customers, and then for people who bought certain categories of items, and then saying if you buy another category of item like that within the next 30 days, you'll get more lift than just talking to all customers the same. Because you don't, particularly when you have more than one thing for sale, because again, it taps into them feeling even more special, and it's also, you're just going to react to it more when you say premium customers promotion, any of the machinery that I already, that person's interested in because they bought it, is now 10% off. Obviously, that's just makes sense. That's going to work better. It's all about what's going to capture the user's attention, so they're going to click through the ad. People that don't get their attention captured, they're going to click. Ads that show up which don't get a click are wasted money. Yes, it's pay-per-click advertising, but the less click-through rate you get, the higher the cost per click Google or Facebook's got to charge you, and so it works out to you're wasting money. What are you going to be able to say to that person that's going to get them to respond? If they bought a tractor, of course I want to talk to them and say that we appreciate people who bought a tractor already, with saying that we have this new lineup of tractors coming in and we're going to offer it to our best customers at 10% off because they're our best customers. And that would obviously be a way to get that person's attention. So that's what you need to be thinking about. So it's, in other words, to wrap this up, don't think about one offer for everybody. What's one offer for new customers versus existing customers? And of the existing customers, how to break that up into several major categories so we can get more people to you're trying to get more value out of each customer so that you can pay more to get a customer in the first place. So after a certain point, you can't get your cost per customer down on your initial ads. You work on getting more money from your existing customers, the way that I just said, so that you can go back and pour on more new traffic in on your whole customer acquisition system. That's how you build up a multi-million-dollar a year ad account for yourself, one step at a time, and try to look at the whole funnel and what parts are the weakest at the time. We'll work on those. But I mentioned, so you have customer appreciation offers. Well, you can have new customer offers. In the spa industry, once you get a spa customer, you've got them for a long, long time. They're worth a lot of money. So you want to, for the people that are considering switching, basically, because most of the time it's about switching. Obviously, you could get somebody going to spas for the first time. You want to be able to, you're willing to almost basically lose money to get that person, because they're going to come back 20 times later. So in that case, it was extremely profitable to have a new customer acquisition offer. And what we did in that particular situation is we said, you actually show us proof of who you switched from, and we'll basically give you the first time for free. Because we know the value on the person switching from another spa is much greater than somebody trying it for the first time in general, because that person don't stick with it as long. Whereas if we get a valued person from another competitor and poach them away, that's extremely valuable in terms of average overall lifetime value of that particular subsegment of prospect. And so that's what we did. So this is an idea for you. As a new customer saying that I can get the first one for free, obviously I'm just going to go straight to you. Why would I choose anybody else? And then the competitor don't know what happened to them, right? They just lost one of their best customers because of our offer. So Could be the way you word it. Could be new customer offer, for first-time customers only. A lot of times people don't want to offer discounts because they don't want their current customers using it. And so, what you do to fix that for most people is don't run your ads and your landing pages that offer your offer on it to brand keywords. That's one way to protect yourself. The other way is to say, for new customers only, okay? And you got to be able to look up when that person buys, obviously. Are they a customer already or not? And some of you guys may not be able to do that, but those are two ways that you can protect yourself, because you really obviously don't, in a lot of cases, don't have to give a discount to somebody who's already a customer, or at least to the degree that you're willing to pay to get the new customer, knowing that they're going to buy 20 more times from you. Like I said, you're still going to offer some different stuff at different points to current customers to get the overall lifetime value higher than what it normally would be, but you do it in different intervals and in different ways, because you don't need to do what you need to do to get the person who has no trust of you at all than somebody who's already trusts you. You just want to get them a little bit more excited to remember the brand and stay loyal to the brand and stay loyal to the whatever it is that you sell, and with that, golfing or whatever, stay loyal to the hobby or whatever it is. So anyway, there's new customer offers and then premium offers. So I have an example here for premium offers. So basically, if you did not know it, 20% or so of your customer base would buy a premium offer if you had one. So a lot of you guys only have one thing you can buy. If you had a second one and like double the price on the second one, still, and you actually obviously have to deliver value there beyond what the first one offers, but it doesn't have to be double the value of the offer. It could be 50% better, and you could probably sell it for twice as much money. Why? Because there's people that crap money and wipe their ass with $100 bills, and time is money for them, and they just, and because of their ego, or maybe one of the following, they'll buy the most expensive one every time because that's the way they do things, or that's their personality. So you should come up with one. Further than that, you can offer that on your site naturally, or you can mention it on the phone, but more so than that, you can use that as a tool, going back to what I was saying before, to get people to actually click on your ads and actually get them to respond on your landing page, because it's different. It's a different approach that seems unique and interesting. So in the phone repair business, we actually had, after speaking with them and realizing, basically how long does it take to fix the phone? And you're thinking about what is it that actually compels a person to buy one phone repair versus another. People want basically a decent service that's not going to be too expensive, but the price is not so much on their mind as how long is this going to take, and is there going to be any unknowns with it, because they want their phone back. It's just like in the laundry space. In that space, people don't want to wash their comforters because they're afraid they're not going to get them back at night when they go to bed, because their comforter, psychologically, they tie that in with being like their blankie when there was a little kid. That's how they think of their comforter. So you have to get super deep into your customer's psyche sometimes to understand what is it going to actually on your offer, your language on your offer, to understand how to get people to react and what's going to work best for you. But they want to know it's predictable and fast, because ultimately it's just like an auto. You're going to get your oil changed. One thing that pisses you off the most, more than the price, is how long am I going to have to wait there? And so if you tell people up front, we have a fast premium offer, ask about our fast 20-minute service, knowing that the average time that it takes to do a screen repair is 30 minutes anyway, the most common repair there. This actually was for, and you can narrow this down to, and was for keywords related to cracked screen repair, like Toronto or the name of the sub-city that they were in. The fast premium offer, ask about our fast 20-minute service for cracked screen repair, basically normally takes 30 minutes. There was a way that basically all they had to do was, when that person came in and said that, you call ahead of time a lot of times to book a time, but you can technically walk in. You call ahead of time and you schedule it. You're going to come in, you're going to immediately go to the front of the line. So basically all they had to do was set up a system that if somebody bought the premium service, and it was tagged that as soon as they came in, their stuff had to be worked on first. So they're just jumping the line, in other words. So it didn't even cost anything more. They just jumped the line and they were able to deliver that, right? Realistically, it cost them virtually nothing else. The fact that the ad could say, ask about our premium fast 20-minute service on the ad, gets them to click through at a much greater rate, way greater rate in that case, and then the landing page has it on there. And now I know why that this phone repair company is different than anybody else. So I'm interested to call, whereas they're going to be more excited to call than not, which we're only talking about probabilities and just increasing the likelihood someone's going to do something, a small amount, to be able to make a decent amount more money. In that particular case, they increased the click-through rate and the response rate on the ads, and the fact that they're going to get extra money from the people who wanted the fast service. They had 35% more profit from the campaigns just by doing that. Okay, and they're not charging astronomically more money for this. We're talking about they're charging 20% more for the fast service, but respectively, why don't we take 20% from most of the people? And then we'll also use that as a tool to get more people to have a reason to click on our ad as they're looking at Google and they're deciding which one to click on. Fast, guaranteed. You can even say guaranteed if you have the cojones to do it. It's going to work even better. We didn't in this case. Fast, guaranteed, 20-minute service. Ask about our fast 20-minute service, something like that. Knowing that because you've studied your consumer and you understand at a deep psychological level what they are most concerned about, you can use that to form an offer, and because of that, your click-through rates on your ad will skyrocket. People will respond at a much higher rate. Even if whatever you have to offer, you break even in what you have to offer in terms of the actual delivery of the end good or service, you can benefit often, a lot of times, just from the increase in click-through rate and conversion rates, that it'll be worth it for just that alone. Okay? So, respectively, you can make more, I gave the examples 35, 43, 78% increase in profit from just the addition of the offer. I've seen where it's been more than 100% before, depending, how much you study your consumer, understand from the sales, you get in touch with your salespeople to understand what people say and talk about and think about, and then crafting the offer, and then tweaking the offer. Maybe if you say instead of 20 minutes here in this last example, if you say 15 minutes and find a way to do it, you'll get, twice as many people to respond. You have to go through the whole process. It is possible to actually double or more the actual profitability of your ads if you actually go all the way, as I've seen, and go to town with it basically. But this should give you enough ideas of generally what can be done, how it can be done, some different options for you, and like what kind of results you can see from it, just with a basic, simple, if you will, offer being made with your ad. And then if you want even better results, how to tack on a little bit of extras, as I said you can do on this stuff, make even more. Apart from all that, hope you enjoyed the video. I have a lot of other videos on this channel about other PPC money-making strategies. If you want to check those out to be able to learn how to make more money with your PPC as well, you should definitely go ahead and look at those as well. I have a blog at guaranteedppc.com/blog with step-by-step instructions on how to build campaigns that are guaranteed to work for our clients and that I personally use for them to build their campaigns from scratch. If you want to learn how to do PPC that way, we have information for you there as well. If you have any questions about anything I did here, an offer you're trying to form, anything like that, leave me a comment down below. I get back to every single person who leaves me a comment on this channel within a day or two time. But with that, I'll wrap it up. Hope you enjoyed. Hope this makes you some more money. And I hope to see you on the next one in the next day or two coming out from my channel here.